You mentioned the army there. I mean, as your thoughts sort of shifted towards the army, what was your recollection of your experiences? As you were first getting involved in the army, and you were getting that introduction to life in the army there.
I was probably determined at the time. Obviously, you prepare yourself for the worst, so you think it's going to be like Full Metal Jacket. And when I actually went there, like basic training and that, I found it quite easy, to be honest with you. When I was struggling, I thought of like just sort of going back and being in the life that I was, and like knowing that I didn't want to do that. So it sort of just spurred me on, really. All the people that, like when you go and do something, that there's people that say he ain't gonna last and all that. Because I had mates that sort of attempted to join before and didn't like pass the training, and lads I know tried to join the Marines and dropped out, and then people just like, he ain't gonna last, like he can't handle people telling him what to do and stuff. Like, but obviously that was sort of what spurred me on to do well. So yeah.
Would you say that that high motivation that you just talked about there, would you say that's something that's carried on into your football career, not just coming from yourself, but also the experiences you've had in the army? Would you say that's given you more motivation as a result in your football career afterwards?
Oh yeah, definitely, because like I look at the stuff that I achieved in the army, and I know that a lot of the people in football wouldn't have been able to achieve the same things. So when there's people doubting you or saying you ain't good enough or anything like that, I just use my past experience of like what I've achieved to carry on and know that I can do it.
Yeah, and you went to Afghanistan whilst you were in the army. I mean, just tell us about your role out there.
It was like a holiday, to be honest with you. It was good.
Really?
I proper enjoyed it. Yeah. Obviously, you join the army because that's the things that you want to do.
Yeah.
So like all your mates are going as well, like from your regiment, and you're all a bit excited. You're a proper soldier now, like going out, and you think like the reality of it hits home, like the time that you're going to land, because they always land at night, so that like you can't really be seen flying in. Like the plane will literally fly in like pitch black. The lights will go off on the plane. They tell you to get your helmet and body armor on and get in the brace position in case you get shot out the sky. That's when I was like, God, this is mad.
What, they were telling you that while you were on the plane?
While you're on the plane, they're like, right, everyone get your helmet, body armor on, get in the brace position. And I was just like, why are we doing this? Like, and obviously that's why. But no, I enjoyed it out there. I was obviously my role in the army, I was part of the UAV regiment, so we go out, like attach the infantry on the ground. It was kind of like there was probably more of us there than needed to be there. So you go out for like 4 days or whatever at a time, and then sometimes you'd be back in Camp Bastion for like 2 weeks, just like not even doing anything. So you'd do like your PT and stuff in the morning, like early, because it gets too hot, and then like sunbathe and stuff like that. Do you know what I mean? Go gym,
really,
have lunch, chill. Yeah, it was proper chilled. But out on the ground, obviously be attached to them. You throw your little UAV up in the air, and then just sort of control it and just watch over the infantry that were on the ground. Obviously letting them know like what's ahead and stuff like that. So no, it was a good experience. Like I wouldn't have wanted to join the army and then leave, and then people go, "Oh, where did you go?" and not have gone anywhere. So no,
that's the first question that comes up, isn't it? Is that
it is?
What did you do in the army? Yeah.
Did you go anywhere? Like,
yeah.
If you go no, they'd be like, "Well, what did you do then?"
Yeah, you obviously weren't in the army. that's what you usually get.
Well, the lads always banter me like, "You weren't in the army. You were a chef, something like that." Shut up.
Well, what would you say was your proudest moment whilst you're in the army?
Yeah, coming home from Afghan, like it was just the buzz of it. You stop off in Cyprus on the way home because they do like a decompression phase, like they let you sort of chill out and stuff like that. Because some of the lads coming back, they're proper like revved up still. Do you know what I mean? Like they let you have. Imagine you've got a load of squaddies coming back from being in Afghan for 6 months, not had one drink or anything like that, they'll just go out on the town and get drunk, think they're immortals, just cause carnage, wouldn't they?
Yeah.
So like they let you go to Cyprus. There's like an army base there, and you have like they let you have 2 cans each, like to little wind down, and you go to the sea and have a little splash about and sunbathe and chill and have like a bit of a party and some comedians there and stuff like that. Just to you have like a day or so there until you go home. So that's what they do there. So I think it was just such a buzz when you landed in like Cyprus, almost like a holiday. Like all the lads got the music on and stuff like that, and then getting home, like it's hard to explain. Because while you're out in Afghan, I was actually speaking to someone about it today. While you're out in Afghan, you actually almost feel like you're not going home. It feels like that normal, that you've been there that long. Like nothing. Obviously, it's like your own little world, and like nothing's going to change. So it's mad.
Wow. I mean, you mentioned earlier, Tom, that you turned out for the Army football team. How and they were obviously asking you what your basic training. Well, they want you to be a part of it, and that's not really what they're meant to do. Is it quite serious then, like the Army football team?
Oh, they take the Army football massive, yeah.
Yeah.
There's loads of different teams within the Army, but even at regimental level, they take it so serious. It's good, but you know, it's fun as well. You know, like the regiment team. You go off, like we went up to like Edinburgh to play a team and stuff like that. Like the Army would like fly us over there and like play a team there. You have a night out on that after, so it's good because it's a good way to integrate with different ranks and that as well. So like you can get quite friendly with like a captain who will then look after you at work and that. But like even in the Army team, I went to Brazil. To play a tournament over there.
Wow.
I went to South Africa. Sorry, my phone's going then. Went to South Africa like for 10 days. It's a ledge. So if you play in the Army, like the more teams you play for within the Army, the more time you get out of work. So I was barely in work.
Not being at school.
Yeah, like school. Yeah, playing football at school. Yeah, get out of school time.
Yeah. Yeah. What kind of fueled your decision then to leave the Army and take up football again?
Sorry, what was that? What
fueled your decision to leave the Army and take up football again?
I think it was more the fact that obviously, like I started playing non-league again anyway. Sort of when was that? About 2016. Just because I think a few of the lads like within the Army were playing at that level and picking up a bit extra money and that. And I was thinking, you're getting 250 quid. You're rubbish. Like, I'm going to get that. Right. So I just started doing that. I thought, right, I'm gonna play as well on a Saturday. And I remember, I don't know how, but I spoke to like the Farnborough manager at the time, and he was like, "Yeah, we'll give you a trial." And I thought, "All right, cheers." So I went down and obviously played a game. He was like, "Yeah, okay, we'll sign you straight away." I played like a season or half a season there, and he was getting raging with me because I'd play like 3 or 4 games and then get called away, like in the Army, and I'd be away for like 2 or 3 weeks, on a course or something like that. And then I'd come back and he'd just say, "You can't keep doing this. Like, we need you to play." And then I was just like, well, he just wouldn't understand like my career. Like it was more important than football at the time. So I had to leave. And then someone who I knew said, "Oh, will you come over to sorry, my dog's jumping all over me now. Will you come over to Hayes and Yedding?" So I did, and the manager was ledge there. He completely understood like that the Army had to come first. I'd go away for like 3 weeks, come back and play straight away. I didn't even have to train. I'd train like I'd go to training if I could. So I'd only really train like once a week. Because obviously it was far. It was like an hour and 45 minutes for me to get there.
I mean, go on.
No, they sorted out expenses and paid me good money while I was there. So, and I was captain. So then, as I started getting a bit of interest, like from conference teams and things like that, I thought, well, I'm going to try and take it a bit more serious, because obviously I was just playing for a little bit of extra money and just the pure love of playing football. And then I just thought, right, I'm 24, 25 now. I could actually have a chance to get into full-time football, which is what I've always wanted to do.